What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles, welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Movie Files. Joining me on the special Thursday edition is the little brother Jace. Bro, shot. How you doing?
Doing well. Doing well.
Awesome. And as always, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Chief. What's up?
Hey. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you as well. Thank you for giving us some moments of your time before the Giants whoop up on the Cowboys.
Take it easy there, Blake. Take it easy.
We'll speak it into existence. And back again. The Catalina wine mixer is wrapped up. So we got him back. Norris is here. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Outstanding. Hanging out in the chat with us so far. Snake Eyes. Howdy, partner.
What up?
Jamie Parks is here as well. What's up, man?
What's going on, Jamie?
All right. So, like I said, we got a short show because, we got an hour of Chiefs time. Omega 579.
What's going on?
What is happening?
So
let's jump right into it. We have a new Hal Jordan, and apparently no one wanted this job. And it was like, I read a report that 5 actors turned down this role. Like, no, thank you. Ryan Reynolds continues to mock it. So no, I don't want to be your Hal Jordan. Thank you, but no. So we know Josh Brolin said no. And then apparently Ewan McGregor, Chris Pine were supposedly in the mix. And then Matthew McConaughey was in there as well. But we've settled, or DC Warner Brothers has settled on Kyle Chandler. And yeah, he kind of looks the part. I mean, I guess if you decided we need to do an old Hal Jordan, which I still don't understand. I'm not really feeling that idea. But we do have a Hal Jordan for this Lanterns TV show. Thoughts?
Okay. If you want to go with a father figure type Hal Jordan, using the guy from Friday Night Lights isn't a bad way to go. But I don't know if you're trying to expect him to see some crossover appeal or you just pick a good actor. I mean, if you picked a good actor, that's fine. But if you're trying to bring, I don't really like superhero movie and TV shows, but after Friday Night Lights, I'm going to give this one a chance. I don't see that. But let's see what happens.
Norris, what do you think?
I mean, I'll put it to you this way. I don't think he's not an A-list actor, right? Like, we know this. But there's nothing I haven't seen him in that he has failed to he makes the show better. He always he does his part. I actually think he always has something to inject in whatever role he plays. So I'm kind of excited about it. And I think, in my opinion, Josh Brolin would have been interesting because Josh always brings it. But Chris Pine, Ewan McGregor, I think this is a better choice. A better fit. I'll say that. I think it's a better fit.
For what they're doing with this Hal Jordan.
For what they're doing, especially for the older Hal Jordan, which I don't know why they're doing that either, but it could be interesting.
Chief,
anybody can answer that question.
Chief, what are you thinking?
No, I really can. The old Hal Jordan, nobody knows. Supposedly, I guess he's a mentor to the younger Jon Stewart. Okay, we'll see what happens. I don't, it's DC, baby. It's a wait and see. Wait and see, because anytime they just make up their own things as they go along. Somebody just wakes up, rolls over in the morning, and says, "Yes, this is what we'll do next."
I gotta know. Killer idea.
Old Hal Jordan, not young Hal Jordan, old one. That's what the people want. So you know what I mean. So yeah. So we'll see. I didn't think they were gonna do a older Green Lantern, an older Hal Jordan, but welcome to the DC universe. They're always making those decisions, man. So we'll see how this one works out.
So
I didn't know who Kyle Chandler was, so I just had to look him up. So
you still don't know him, apparently.
Right. I never watched Seven Heaven. None of that.
Wasn't he in Ozarks? Was he in Ozarks?
I don't remember from Ozark.
I don't know what he's been in, but I know Kyle Chandler is who they've cast as Hal Jordan. I don't know what she said. She he was in Argo.
I think you're thinking Jason Bateman in my head. That's what I
I feel like he did.
You did something. Whatever you said, Friday Night Lights. There it is.
Yeah,
He was in Godzilla versus Kong, Godzilla King of the Monsters. I know you've seen those. He's in Game Night, Manchester by the Sea, which I'm sure you saw, Chief.
Killed in both those.
Manchester by the Sea?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say so? That's queued up right now.
The Lies. The Wolf of Wall Street. He was in that. I feel like you did see that.
Oh, that's right.
Dark
He was
30.
the agent. He was the agent.
Right. Agent Patrick Denham. Argo, Super 8. I think he was one of the dads in that one. What else he been in? Kingdom, King Kong. He really likes King Kong. I mean, he really likes King Kong.
That's
He's in 3 King Kong movies.
Chief should know this guy based on King Kong movies. I mean, Godzilla, King Kong.
Yeah, no. I never, you know what I mean?
What up? So I'm getting the sense that nobody's excited about it, though.
I mean, for me, my lack of excitement is the fact that why can't you just do Hal Jordan? I mean, Hal Jordan in the comic book right now is not old. And I feel like it's like when in the end of Batman versus Superman, you have Doomsday. When you're announcing Doomsday showing up, we know as comic book fans where there has to go. So you show an older Hal Jordan. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen. I don't really dig that because I feel like Hal is the one Green Lantern whose standalone adventures apart from the Green Lantern Corps more interesting than just about any other Green Lantern. Maybe Kyle Rayner, but you don't need to throw Kyle in there first. So just do Hal. Introduce him. Have him show up the same time as your new young Superman and just go from there. I don't know why they're making this harder than they need to. And that's what I think my problem is with it.
Here's the other problem. We're already going to have Guy Gardner in Superman. Yeah. So there's going to be, at that point, 3 Earthbound Green Lanterns. And the story, I mean, honestly, just from what I remember, the story works best when it starts as Hal, then you have Kyle, John, and then, I mean, Guy. I mean, Guy's probably the second one, but it's
Hal, John, Guy, Kyle, and then all the other ones they want to throw in.
Yeah,
Simon,
and then Simon and so forth. But I mean, why if you want to do something different, why not start at Simon Bass? Like, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Why? All right, we're starting a new universe. We've never actually had a commercially successful Green Lantern. Why not? I said commercially successful. I didn't say not beloved.
I would argue with you. They haven't had a commercially successful franchise outside of Batman. So if you're going to try this all over again, I'm happy they're not doing every movie's an origin because I'm good. They've had so much stuff with these characters. We don't need another origin. Tell it in a conversation with somebody. I do feel like the Silver Age Justice League heroes are the building blocks of which you should start your DC universe with. And we'll worry about inclusion, diversity later. You can do that by having Perry White being Wendell Pierce. That's how you get that accomplished. And we'll work in the Black heroes, the Asian heroes later.
For some reason they act like Asian people aren't actually wanting to have representation in Hollywood.
Sorry, and Latinos. Yeah, okay.
That's just silly. Come on, man. It's
crazy talk.
Ridiculous, but
so I'm more of the mindset that you just build it. I don't know. Maybe use that blueprint that another billion-dollar comic book franchise did. You start off with your main level heroes, and they didn't really even do that in Marvel. They gave us Cap, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and then they threw in Hawkeye and Black Widow, who no one cared about outside of comic books until they started showing up in these movies. If you did Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Flash, you don't have to do a whole introduction origin movie for each of those. Just throw them in the mix. Here you go. Go from there. Put in Green Arrow, Hawkman, Hawkgirl. Call it a day. Here's your Justice League, and you can build out your whole universe. Batman leaves, he forms Outsiders.
Okay, could you, because we are so fresh off the Snyderverse, you don't need, again, I'm agree with you, you don't need an origin, but you could say, hey, same hair as you know, but I mean, you almost start with your Justice League movie, which seems to be what they're doing with Superman, but actually starts it off with like, hey, you're, like I said, you're Silver Age heroes. Like, you got our Batman, we got all the guys. And then they split off, unlike what they did in Marvel, where they had to build up this big movie. This one, you start off as your Justice League movie, and then you split them off into individual storylines.
I think there's a reason that the MCU didn't start off with Venom, Deadpool, Cable, outside of them being under Fox umbrella. Right. But they didn't start off with them. They started off with the old legacy heroes from the 60s.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You start off with the guys you name, the actual Justice League that most people recognize. I mean, the ones they just technically did a movie on. You start them off, and here's this new universe. You have them fight a B+ character, not a. But then they're. I mean, I'm open to set up to everybody, so I'm not just talking a conversation. But is it because the Snyderverse is so fresh? It really hurts trying to reboot the whole universe, because you have to get. You tried to build to Darkseid, you didn't get there. So what do you do if you're trying to, you're handing the keys to the Porsche? What do you do now?
I remember Chief when we talked about a while back, they were doing a new Spider-Man with Tom Holland, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I mean, I'm so confused. Nobody cared once the Spider-Man Tom Holland films came out. They were so good, people weren't going, but what about, I mean, we liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man films, but it wasn't like, I'm not watching this. I give up. People were like, whatever, these are good. I'm on board. Where are you going with this Tom Holland? And then it was like, hey, you can bring back Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Great. You get the best of both worlds. I think if you do it right, no one's going to care. And they're going to be fans of the Snyderverse, but they will fall in line, if you will, if what we get next is good. They could do a Justice League movie right out the bat, right out the gate. And if it was good, people were like, whatever. I'm here for it. Whatever, sign me up. That's interesting, Ryan. I hadn't heard that.
Huh.
Well, there you go, James. Exactly. I mean, there's ways to do this where it doesn't have to be all complicated and here, let's force it. Just make it simple. And I forgot Martian Manhunter. I don't know why. Maybe because he wasn't in the Snyder Cut or the Snyder films until the Snyder Cut.
He's a harder character to do well.
He doesn't have to be. I mean, I feel like they were doing him on Supergirl, Chief's favorite show, season 1.
I mean, Jamie was right. That's
absolutely.
That's one of those easy layups. If you want to do it, I mean, that's a story. I mean, no, the Hawks is a story that has not been told, but could be very cool.
And Shire doesn't sound like she's from Long Beach, or she doesn't sound like she's from Malibu.
Well, Jeff, you said, why do they have to make it so hard, right? And I'm wondering if you look at their record, right? It seems like they fumble things that should be easy. So, why? What is it like? Why was Marvel so good at it, and DC? Why have they been so?
How long you sure you got?
Well, I think what happened was with Marvel, they started off with the foundation, and of course we can't ignore that it wasn't just the MCU at the start. They started off with Blade, then they went to X-Men and Spider-Man, and those films are
that's true. That's a
hit and miss. But then when there was a proper Marvel umbrella with one person in charge who wasn't on a vacation because he'd worked so hard and made billions of dollars, they were like, this is focus. We're going to do it like a comic book. And they weren't going, let's get random people who have no idea these characters. They were like, let's get people who know about comic books and comic book characters and have them do this movie universe. And they built it up great. Right. This is when they started getting fancy and going, well, let's bring in somebody who's going to go, I'll do this.
Yeah,
you know anything about Marvel? No, perfect. That's when they messed up. But when they had people like the Russo brothers, McFeely, Marcus writing them, they were good. John Favreau, they were solid. And it wasn't until they started getting we can do whatever. We're Marvel. We're too big to fail. That's when they started failing.
Right. The pieces started coming apart. And DC doesn't seem to have ever really built a solid foundation, at least not cinematically.
They've never had a Kevin Feige who is Kevin Feige clearly knows about comics, the importance of these stories and the characters who, nurtured them, sat on the egg for a while, let it mature, and go off into the world, go make us $1 billion.
Yeah.
DC has had, again, they just let everybody just take a piece of the pie and go do whatever the heck you want to do. And while you're doing that, nobody else gets to mess with this part of the pie.
Yeah. It's Bitsy Tolle. She was, on a podcast, and she's like, hey, she was like, I don't want to say the reason they cut off Superman and Lois and it was because of DC, but it was kind of, I still want to be, I still want to, work with them, WB and DC, but I'm a little annoyed. That's kind of what happens. Like you're saying, Jeff, like they keep, hey, we have a multiverse, but we don't want to use it. And we're the ones who kind of got everybody into it, but we don't like it. But when we want to say it's okay, you can go ahead and do your Batman. But we cancel every other Batman, all the other projects. But Batman, you're okay. Harley, yeah, you go ahead and y'all have fun. But instead of bringing them all, hey, no, your Penguin's cool too. Why? It's just, if you have a chance to 100% crisis your universe, it was time to crisis your universe and build it back from scratch. That's why I get so mad with the daggone DC animated movie, because I was like, hey, if you're not going to use that, an animated universe, you can do big blowout, crisis your whole universe, and then if you want to start from Creature Commando, fine. If that's your blank slate and you want to bring us on, cool. But Creature Commando is good, but Joker's also good. And all these other side projects that we said weren't good, yeah, those are cool. But we're gonna have to just flood you back with the market and hope you love it. I don't see it.
Jamley, you're right. That's been just the problem. They needed it. It drives me nuts because you don't have to be the first ones. You don't have to be number one. You don't have to be the ones who broke the mold. All you need to do, like those dumb kids at school who are smart enough to go, that's all you gotta do. Just do exactly what Marvel did. Hire one person. Have that one person be in charge of everything. The end all be all. And it can't just be some random dude. It's got to be somebody who knows your universe, who cares about these characters, who can go, this is a terrible idea. We're not going to do that. All we're going to do is put out good quality stuff. And we're not going to have random stuff that confuses people. Well, how does this fit in? How does this emo Batman work? It doesn't. No, we're not going to do that anymore. Or we're going to say Earth 2018, whatever. Just make it really basic and simple so anybody can understand. And they don't do that. And it's just a mess. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was about to cut you
always gives me heated talk about DC's failures.
Here's the thing. DC, I want to say they thought they had their answer to Kevin Feige. But when you're coming up with Zack Snyder had the keys to everything. And I really enjoyed 300. I like Watchmen. I think probably I watched the director's cut before I watched everything else again. But you have to understand, do you really?
Oh, speaking of, did you watch that Watchmen animated movie yet?
No.
No.
Man, it's good. Chief, did you watch it?
Yeah, but if you say, hey, we think the market is ready for a darker take on superhero characters. Maybe he's the one, but you got to let him play out his story, and it's going to be 4 hours long. That's what you got to sign up for that. If you're not, he's not the guy you give the keys to. There is, I think, giving James Gunn and Peter. I don't know what Peter Safran is, but James Gunn got the Guardians and made that something that I was never interested in. He got that to, I will watch each one of these movies.
Yeah.
I think giving him those two, the keys, will help them. It's just, I think we're all so scarred and scared that they're going to screw it up. And if they do, I think we're all going to be in Chiefs category and be like, I'm out.
I'm sitting next to Chief right now because I was like, oh, James Gunn, this would be good. But I see they're doing the same thing they did with Zack Snyder, having someone who's a good filmmaker in charge of everything. Zack Snyder was not the dude to give the entire kit caboodle of your universe. You let him do your big Justice League versus Apocalypse movie. And it's all time, it's slow-mo, it's great, right? You don't let him be the guiding force, the guiding light of your movie universe, because he's going to do his thing. And he did it with Watchmen. He did it with 300. There was no confusion. That's why DC needs someone in charge of their franchise. You can't go, Zack Snyder makes cool movies. Let's let him make cool DC movies. No. You have your Kevin Feige, your Jeffrey Lyles in charge, and go, yeah, we'll have Zack do this movie. We'll have him do a Legion movie. We're not going to give him we're not going to have him do Superman,
Nature.
Batman. No, we're not going to do that.
Because I was just watching, on my Netflix, Entourage was on, and I'm remembering it was not a director, it was a agent, somebody who people in the industry knew who was doing things, but hey, I can put a vision together versus I'm known for this. I'm not saying that the guy can't. He's probably sold them on what he's going to do, but how is he going to pitch to the audience? At the end of Iron Man, we got pitched Avengers, and we were in. And then
we got pitched Shield. We got pitched the Avengers. So if you're like me and post credits, what are those? I left, but I was excited about the mention of Shield. Yeah. I was like, that's all I need. Then they gave us more Avengers, and they gave us a Super Avengers tease. They actually gave us Nick Fury. So we got Shield and Avengers right there. Zack Snyder can make really creative films. He can't make a cohesive universe. And what James Gunn has started to do right away, we're going to start off with Creature Commandos. What are you doing?
How do you get pitched? When you hear that pitch, yeah, you know what will start my universe? With an animated Creature Commandos that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah. And I'm going to do Superman. I'm going to throw in the Justice League International, including Guy Gardner. And I'm also going to have the next film is going to be Supergirl.
We'll call you.
Yeah. We'll let you do a Superman movie. We're not giving you the keys to this thing either. Oh, yeah. Shazam is part of this universe. Oh, sorry. No, he's not. That movie didn't make enough money. Blue Beetle, well, maybe.
He didn't make enough money, but we're making him part of the universe.
Have we heard sign one of him since then? No, we have not. Chief, I have talked so much. What do you think about all this? Because I feel like we're a tag team now, and I'm not as optimistic about the DC universe. So I'm tagging you in, and I know you've been sitting with that smug smile on your face, like my man in the meme, here behind the tree. Like, tag me in. Go ahead, Chief.
Man. I'm glad that you guys are finally coming over. What's up, Green?
I don't know about them. I am.
They'll eventually come around. They know the quality.
They know
the quality of the DC work. I knew I was out when I heard the story with the girl saying, "Oh yeah, Lois Lane is actually the star of Superman," and I was like, that's a no for me off the break. And
now, then explain that so it doesn't come up. Why is that like? Wait, that sounds kind of interesting.
Why is Lois Lane the star of Superman?
Yeah, like when you hear somebody who's not Lois Lane makes that statement, what is it that got you like, wait a minute, this could be problematic?
I just don't know how Lois Lane can do a Lois Lane movie. Nobody's going to go see it, but do one. I don't know how Lois Lane is the star of the Superman movie. And when she was talking, this was a girl who's in the movie, right? If I recall correctly.
Isabel Merced.
Yeah, so she was like, yeah, actually, you know, and it's almost saying that, like, you know what? You'll be surprised when you see this one because Lois Lane takes over. And I was like, oh, no. And then I saw the costume.
A million people in this movie. And I feel like sometimes people see things like, oh, this is what it's all about. It speaks to them on a level. I don't think Lois is going to be a star of this because if you wanted a Superman with Lois as a star, you had Lois and Clark. You had Smallville with Chloe playing the role of Lois for most of it,
I
and you had Lois and Clark.
I'm just wondering what was it about the show of the movie that she was in or what she saw that would even make her think that. And then,
truthfully, she's a young actress, and she could have said, "Oh wow, seeing her performance was so good, she's going to take over."
So empowering.
Yeah, I mean,
and then the Superman. Yeah, right. And then the Superman costume. How long a neck does Superman have?
Why you get on her boy's neck?
Superman had a 42-inch neck. It was just like, what's that He-Man character where you could make his neck pop up, the telescope
neck.
You know what I mean? And that's what he reminded me of when I saw his costume. I was like, yo, why did they put such a neck on the costume? Like, it was just, you know what? I can't wait for it to come out. I can't wait to hate on it.
It's interesting how we've moved. We were in a place where, 15 years ago.
Hey, Norris, man, I was so close. I was about to say it. I was like, I have to show you this while she's talking about the long neck Superman. So they had a Christopher Reeve Superman film that just came out, and DC James Gunn was posting on his Instagram photos of some of the cast. He also had David Cornsweet, the new Superman, but he also had a picture with Christopher Reeve's son. Have you seen him?
Gosh.
Have you seen this dude?
He's Superman.
He's Superman.
No, I don't care if this dude can't act. He's Superman.
We can really vanilla his performance.
I mean, like,
the dude looks like Superman.
I mean, if you wanted to have people buy in, it's right there.
And he's tall. Like he is everything that you were talking about, Chief. He was tall. He looked like Superman. And then they had old boy David Cornsweet. He looked like a regular. I'm like, man, this is not good. I can't show Chief. Now I'm showing you. But he was crazy. I was like, wow.
He's 6'4". Good. How much does he weigh? 120. That's our Superman.
I mean, like David is a
bad.
Like that dude. Put some glasses on him. Doesn't he look like Clark Kent? And then you do whatever you need for Superman. It was, but I'm agree with you, Chief. That costume gave me a lot of pause because I did not like the Man of Steel costume. Like again, y'all are starting a trend of why does Superman have to have his costume so much darker? It's like, yo, I'm brooding. It's like, go. Why did Christopher Reeve's Superman connect? Go with that. It was hope. It was something magical. You need that. The dude with the long neck, that's not drawing me back in. Oh, I'm sorry, Chief. You're looking too happy. I gotta find something. Oh God, I gotta work on this.
That's
exactly. Exactly. I don't need Superman to be grounded. The dude is supposed to make me believe a man can fly. He doesn't need to be grounded.
Stand for on his chest?
Hope.
Suspense.
Suckers.
Sorry, which this movie made.
Get Justin Bieber in here. Is it too late now to say I'm sorry? No, please say it. But Chief, you put me hip. I was and you can go back to the video. We had news of the Penguin show coming on Max, and I was like, yeah, I mean, Colin Farrell's Penguin was the best part of that 18-hour marathon tribute to the Dark Knight known as The Batman. But oh man, I was like, all right, let me watch this. Chief said it was darn decent. And oh man, it actually was. I was like, oh wow, this is actually good. I'm looking forward to next Sunday's episode. It was good, Chief. I was like, whoa, huh?
It's not on tonight.
No, it didn't come on until Sunday.
Wait, why did the first one come on Thursday?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of Max program
scheduling.
right.
Hey, we're not competing against football. We're competing against football.
They did it just to mess with you.
Now you
had to wait a whole rotation for it to come
right
again.
That's wait for Superman to rotate the world. But Chief, this show, man, Colin Farrell, he's been doing interviews talking about how he hated the prosthetics and he could not stand it.
Really?
They need to pay him whatever he needs because he is lost in that. I we watched a lot of TVs, a lot of movies, and it's like, oh man, Mark Wahlberg was really unique in this role. Wait, I've never said that.
Nobody said that.
We can say like, oh man, Michael B. Jordan. Oh man, he really did his thing as Killmonger. But I mean, we still see him. You know, he's got some bumps, some Keltoids on there, whatever. But man, Colin Farrell is so good in this. I'm like, I know that's Colin Farrell, but
I didn't even know it was Colin Farrell, to be honest with you. And the funny part about it is, I was thinking the whole time, this is the show that no one asked for, but everybody needs.
Right. I was like,
wow.
Listen, man, I didn't ask for it, but damn it, if that wasn't a good ass show.
It was.
I was like, yo, is this a DC show? Is this DC? Like, yo, like, oh my God, they put together a good show and this is me praising the first show. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but that first show was good.
It really was, because I don't want it, don't need it, didn't ask for it, don't care. And that was what Chief said his DC stood for when they announced the Penguin show. But man, I felt like I was Mickey, Peter, Davey, and the boys. Now I'm a believer. That show was so good.
Man, it was good, man. It was good. After it went over, I was like, yo, DC, you finally hit one out the park. Yeah, Blizzy, you here, man. And Norris is here too. So if you're looking, we had to so everybody, Norris couldn't make it last night. So we had to change the night. So if anyone feels angry or disgruntled, you want to go with it. That's where you want to go with it. Norris.
Oh man.
So just to let you guys know.
But yeah, Norris, you said before we started the show, you haven't finished. Watch it. It was, gosh, I was not feeling the prospect of watching this show. But I really enjoyed it. Like, it was really, really good. Jace, have you watched it yet?
Nah, I chose another TV program.
Then you chose poorly.
I chose poorly.
Let's talk about that foolishness. Speaking of shows that no one asked for and no one wanted, I also watched Agatha all along. Now, they were really pushing it with 3 episodes before we did this episode. I made it through 2. I will watch the 3rd one.
You're out?
Huh?
I said you're out. Did you say?
Yep. See, this was exactly what Chief and I were on. I didn't want to watch an Agatha show. My level of interest for Agatha and Penguin were about here. And after I watched, let's say 15 minutes of both, my interest in Penguin was here. My interest in Agatha, it was the opposite of all the way up. And then it didn't change when the second episode dropped. I was like, they put both the first 2 episodes out on, release date last Wednesday. Jace, what'd you think of it?
Jeff, I say Marvel doesn't know how to do TV. I watched the 3rd episode today, and I was really like, you guys are quality entertainers, but for some reason your TV is not even it's not as good as even and I'm saying it sounds derisive, but it's like CW and all them knew how to make a TV show, a 40-minute show with commercials, and it wrapped up and then went to the next thing. Marvel in their TV shows plays like a movie that's just chopped up weird, and it sucks because I watched the end of Agatha. I'm like, that's not a cliffhanger. That's all right. If you're still interested, you might want to come back.
Would you like to know more? No.
It's very much you can just. Yeah, I'm good. If I forgot about Agatha next week, especially because it'll be during the time we're recording and doing the show, I might literally forget about the show. Just because, again, it just does not draw you in. And I'm like, I don't have issue. It's like, yo, there's some good performances. I mean, the actresses don't suck. But what's the big picture here? What's the big payoff? I mean, they get their powers back. To do what?
And why do I care if a witch has her powers back?
Like Agatha, who was trying to steal Scarlet Witch's power. We want to see her get her power back. Why? She literally was trying to. Our beloved Scarlet Witch, you tried to steal her power from. Yeah, whatever. Like
2021.
Okay, and that can be when some studio exec hears that thing in the bathroom. He can't say, you know what? They should make a show off that.
You know what was really cool, and I was so excited when they had Agatha and her witches singing a song, because 2024, guys, is going to go down of the year of the hot witches songs.
Loved it, man. I loved it.
Yep. That is fine. Those are two dumb ass Disney ideas. Oh, we heard a song, so let's make a show. Make a cartoon if you want to make a. Like, come on. You ever how much?
I have to say the Acolyte's dumb witch song was a lot catchier than the Agatha song.
Oh man, and they was harmonizing. I was like,
yeah, they were
professional singers.
They're like
and witches.
I'm like, what is this?
That's great, man.
So the song in Agatha was just like, I kept looking around at no one else in the room watching with me, like, are you watching this? And the critics were like, nah, dog, we're turning around a long time ago.
When they were promoting the show, they actually had the actresses do the song, and it was just, wow, is that catchy? Did y'all really think it moved anybody?
No, I think somebody owed somebody a favor, probably.
You know,
and we're paying
with Marvel, man. The problem is they have so many characters, and they want to elevate those from the depths of obscurity. Like, man, who we got down there that nobody talks about, nobody even thinks about. You know what I mean? Like next year, it'll be the Adventures of Eggman.
I heard they're working on a pilot for J. Jonah Jameson.
You know what? I would watch a J. Jonah Jameson show, because that dude would just have a ridiculous vendetta against Spider-Man. That would be funny, because he'd be trying to come up with, we get J.K. Simmons to play. No problem. I would watch that.
In a tabloid news environment where you see certain, hey, I hate this person, it would just be play up that to the 11th degree, and it could be funny.
They have a show.
You have a real world example. Just crib notes from this.
They do TMZ. People watch that show. That's J. Jonah Jameson all day long.
Bro,
I don't know how to do a newsroom, but I could make a show. Yeah,
it's just the bottom of the barrel. And then they try to make it a TV show, and then they're mad when people don't want those characters or whatever, or that show fails. Eternals. It's just
So no spell was put on you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Bob look, they didn't want to put him out. I mean, they could just always say that Jay got a toupee. But there's so many characters in Marvel that they wanted to go, hey, let's do something on them. So I'm rereading old stuff from the 80s. They could make a Power Pack show. That would be fun. Yeah. Right? I mean, that would be fun because it's kids, siblings playing around with powers that they got from an alien. Come on, that's easy. They don't have to think too hard.
The shows that they should have kept, they got rid of. The Runaways was good.
See, you and me are probably the only people who watched that show. And it was, why did you put this on Hulu?
Because you didn't know better.
It was so annoying because it was like, you have Disney Plus either coming or you could have banked this and it would have been a hit. Versus Jeff, you never watched. Did you watch it at all?
It was on Hulu.
Yeah. I mean, it was so because it was on Hulu and they switched it to Disney Plus for a little bit, and that's how I ended up watching it.
Oh, well.
And it was so just, you guys, instead of just, you put all this, you put money in the wrong spots. Because Runaways was going to connect to, like, it had,
Dagger.
It connected to Cloak and Dagger, which was on Freeform, which was not bad.
Right.
And then it had Morgan Le Fay, which would have got you to the Darkhold, and then you could have eaten it. I think it was going to connect to Doctor Doom. It was like, why did you not do all this? It was easy. You can always talk about these characters and bring them into a big Marvel universe. It was, but yet, no, Agatha. This is what's going to go, because Agatha's definitely going to be in there in Secret Wars. Agatha's going to be one of the main heroes. No, you have to build your A-list heroes, because yes, you made Doctor Doom. Tony Stark is now Doctor Doom. Whoop-de freaking do. Who's going up against him? Because you have no one right now. Oh, like, come on.
Yeah, it's Ryan, you're right. And the thing is, Loki benefited from being in 8 movies over the course, I think it's 8, over the course of time before he got his show, where it was enough time to build interest. People care because of his appearance in 3 Thor films and 2 Avenger films, 3 Avenger films, so 7, not 8. So by the time he got his own show, we were invested in him. Agatha was like what an interesting thing, and what a fun, catchy song. Yeah, we're gonna make her the next Loki. No, you're not. There was one Loki, and you don't need to try that again. Loki already had the witch thing covered anyway. What's Agatha bringing new to that table? Nothing besides some rip-offs of popular TV shows. And an Echo, I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Jeff, you're gonna love episode 3.
Oh gosh.
Like, your concerns, woo, you are going to love that. Your 5.5 of episode 1.
I didn't say 5.5. I'm pretty sure I wrote strong 5 on that. I'm not giving him an extra point. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't understand why they felt the need to do that show. And watching it really made me feel like, why did you do this show? There's so many, they could have done a new Warriors TV show. You're so interested in street level characters. Yeah. You could have done them. That would have been fun. You could do Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight's great. Do them, and you could almost get by. You could just throw in Sasquatch every so often. You could do the rest of it with a minimal budget. Do that. There's a ton of teams and characters, and then the whole thing, like, we got Agatha, and this was crazy. I was watching Penguin after I'd watched the first 2 episodes of Agatha, and I'm like, this is exactly what they should have done with Agatha. We have her, and Catherine Hahn is great.
She's great.
And they decide, let's put in 18 other characters. Why? This show's about Agatha. And sure, if you want to throw in a sidekick, no problem. They did that in Penguin. But I was slightly interested in watching Penguin to see Colin Farrell's Penguin. I was slightly interested watching Agatha alone to watch Catherine Hahn's Agatha. I don't need a gazillion other supporting characters that I know won't be showing up in Avengers Secret Wars or fighting Doctor Doom unless they get killed. So I'm like, why? I don't need her random gathering, assembling her own team. Don't do it.
Well, you were saying earlier, like, your interest in both of them was like kind of right here, right? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, why would they make either one of these shows? But there must be a plan somewhere. So I can see it in the Penguin. I'm like, all right, the cinematography's there, the acting is there. It's Sopranos and Gotham. I can see kind of where they're going. Agatha, it's kind of fun. I guess it's the Halloween season, but I don't get it. And the point I was going to make earlier is that 10 years ago, we were excited when things came out. We weren't doubtful. We were excited. Now we're kind of in this place we were 20 years ago, where you hear of a new movie coming out and you're like, I don't know.
And Norris, the deal is there's still properties out there. Deadpool, Wolverine. All right, that sounds cool. Oh, it was even better than we thought. They're doing this ridiculous. No, you're gonna care about these young Avengers. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really care. You're gonna care about this character. You're gonna care about our 3rd character in this deal. Here's Agatha. What about a Monica Rambeau show? She's way more interesting. Now we'll just put her in this team movie with Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. She's the only character that didn't get her own spinoff, her own deal. Yeah, we got to get an Agatha show out there. No, we don't. So they're just doing dumb stuff where it's like you have other characters. You shoehorn Hercules into that terrible Thor film. Hercules could have made for a cool solo film. Why has he just got a random throwaway moment in Thor? And then you got Star Fox popping up at the end of Eternals. Are we gonna see him again? You tease Black Knight in Eternals again. There are lots of things they tease in Eternals, which were more interesting than the Eternals themselves. That was another group where it's like, why do we need them to get their own movie? Like they could have done Thunderbolts. And speaking of which, we should talk about that before we wrap up here. Let's see here. Ryan said, wasn't a red flag that the story of the show having to do with the Witch's Road was from a Scarlet Witch comic, and Agatha doesn't have exactly. That's like doing a Mountain Web movie. And we rightfully trashed Sony for their ridiculous. Hey, let's do a movie about Craven's animal wardrobe designer. What? Okay. Hey, let's do a Morbius movie. It's Morbin time. No, it's never that time. Maybe it's Tiffy time, but it's not Morbin time. And now Disney Plus is doing the same, or Disney Marvel are doing the exact same thing that we joked on Sony for doing. And it's worse because they have better characters to pull from. I understand why Sony's doing the dregs. They're scraping. Okay, here's an Ezekiel movie. No, but they don't have anyone. So I get them desperately going with a Madam Web movie. Disney and Marvel didn't have that excuse.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Not yet, Jamelin. I plan to hopefully this week.
I did go see Never Let Go.
Is that the Halle Berry one?
Yeah, that's the Halle Berry movie.
What did you think of that one?
Let Go. Go.
Somebody said that was like the scariest movie they'd seen in a while. And I'm like, okay, like maybe.
The trailer looks good.
Yeah, like okay.
Did it?
Let go. I promise you. I'm saying the right words to you. I promise those two words are real.
Or you can just say never go.
You
Two
can
words work as well.
You can, man. And the other thing about this, I did watch the whole Twilight of the Gods series on Netflix.
Zack Snyder's Twilight of the Gods.
Yeah. It is violent and
not for
it
kids.
is incredibly gratuitous nudity. So I mean, at one point I was like, "Yo, is this anime?" Like it's
heavily inspired by it. You can tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, geez, gee.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah, like
You see it.
Do you need a fan over there?
Like he did his sensibilities.
Like they showed that on a Netflix show, and you'll be like, yeah, because you checked it or you'll stop and you're like, is this Netflix? They'll be like, yo, this is Netflix. So I'm surprised.
I don't know if it's on Netflix, but
mature. I think it should have had an X.
What is it? NC-17?
Bro, I don't know. Not a triple X, just an X or
NC-17.
Just a casual X thrown in there. Maybe they didn't want to confuse people making it think it was an X-Men movie.
So even saying like mature audience is like, no, seriously. Mature.
So I saw those, man.
I've been wanting to watch both of those.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, well, 5-minute countdown because she's got a game to watch and we got to figure out how to get to.
Oh no, look, you guys got a game to watch too because I'm sure you guys are gonna run to. Well, 3 of us will. Somebody's gonna go and drink a bottle of wine.
I think he's judging you. No, he's got his nice cocktail he's sipping on.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
He's not waiting for the show to be over.
All right.
Chill.
Nominees for Dummies of the Week. We did an informal poll before the show. Jace, you pulled the short straw.
What? Well, speaking of short straw, my nominee for Dummy of the Week is P. Diddy's lawyer. Man, okay.
He got paid in baby oil.
The fact that Costco had to say, no, he did not buy Costco baby oil in bulk. We do not sell baby oil in bulk. Like, that's an easy disclaimer to just get out of our way. Like, but then the fact is, like, somehow it's leaked that P. Diddy says he's going to testify in his own defense.
What?
Listen. I have watched New Jack City, and we're gonna see it a reenactment. I mean, I don't know why they can't do original stuff anymore. I've already watched New Jack City. I don't need to watch the remake, the 2025 edition. No, thank you. He did it.
And now, when I go to the grocery store, I usually buy my baby oil in bulk. And I'm gonna tell you, I feel so weird now at the the cashier. She's judging me. I'm like,
just as long as you're not getting the IV.
Here's the reason I am buying said baby oil. Like right here. Here's a nice little picture right here. like, take it easy. Yeah. Oh, David, I again, he's going to take a high profile Egypt, as Bobby Singer would say.
Did anybody check on Kanye? Because I mean, yeah.
Kanye's just selling houses for me. A $2 million loss. He's cool, but now
challenge accepted.
Look, nah. Like the fact that Diddy's lawyer has he's totally going to testify. It's like, nah, man, I don't see this ending well for him at all. Like,
well, the lawyer's so good that Diddy got acquitted.
Not this time.
Doesn't look good.
Not at all.
It doesn't look good for him or anyone who was in his sphere. You know.
Man. If you want to have some fun, just look at searches of how many celebrities have deleted a whole lot of tweets or Instagram posts from 2023 to present.
Just look at how many have stayed silent on this deal. Like,
wait, what was that location pin? Nope, no, that's gotta go.
Kanye's somewhere popping off. Like, it's off of me now. I can finally live my life again.
Right. See what various states he can have his wife dress up in now. Have her dress however she wants now. Yeah.
I am. I'm trying to see which room has the best lighting. I think I'm gonna stick with this one.
I think this one works out well for you too.
And his Wi-Fi didn't cut out one time.
They'll see. The show's not over yet. All right, Norris, who's your nominee?
I don't have one. This week.
That's solid, man. That's really solid. Mine is Kyle Shanahan for running any play with Ronnie Bell on the field to catch a pass because he can't catch. So, Chief, who you got?
I'm going with Jace, man. It's going to be Puffy for a while, man. I heard that he's refusing to eat because he thinks they're going to poison him.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Bro, yeah.
Well, did they offer him IVs?
I don't know. I wouldn't take one of those though, but listen, he's got enough money to hire a taster.
He's in jail.
Yeah,
well, but he doesn't have access to his cash, I'm sure.
He had enough money to be in Switzerland right now.
Well, that's true. He should have ran. But what he did though, he knew that the indictments were coming, and he paid off his mansion, the rest of the mortgage on his mansion in Star Island. I heard that he owed $18 million, and he plopped it down. So,
is he playing like Kingpin? He's got everything. His lawyer's paying for everything.
I mean, listen, man. When you got $18 million to throw down and finish off the rest of the mortgage, I think he bought his house for 14. Well, it was worth around, I forget. It's like worth 48 now. $48 million on that island now. So
that's just dumb money.
Yeah. So I mean,
he's spending on baby oil.
If it ever comes to it, he can cash out and walk away with $50 million if he needs it.
Again,
right?
That's why they're making sure he's not leaving the jail cell.
I don't think they're gonna lock him up.
His kid's still getting roasted by Eminem, right?
Yeah, I think Puff walks away from it.
50, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think Puff walks away. 50's making a documentary off this. So.
Hey, listen, Diddy
is the ultimate
50
troll.
Made sure, like, listen, I'm clean, and I'm gonna continue to trash this dude So y'all know how clean I am. I'm squeaky clean here with my power money. All right. Well, fellas, thank you as always. Norris.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, thanks for always coming through, man. You know, thank you for putting the bottle down and hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate you. Just like we appreciate Jalen Parks, Ryan Daly, David Thanos, Snake Eyes. Let's see who else we got here hanging out with us tonight. Wait, Harper, of course. Huh?
Omega
579, Green Man, and yeah, Digital D and James Green. I think that's everybody. Yes, it was. Check back in 4 minutes, and we'll be kicking off another edition of Lyles Movie Files. But for now, thank you all for hanging out with us on this special Thursday edition. And Chief, go Giants, go Blue.
Hey man, yep.
This episode of Lyles Movie Files has been filed.